why are you here?
I think Grace should start.
I should start.
Yeah.
Okay. So from St. Neots, primary school, secondary school here, was desperate to leave because there was nothing here. So I went to uni in Liverpool for 3 years, did English literature and politics, did a bunch of travelling, worked hospitality because it was the easiest way for me to get cash to leave again, and kind of fell into working loads of hours, hospitality manager in pubs and stuff. Came into the hub under one of the organisations as their manager, and then they were leaving and there was a space opening up as MD, so I was offered it, took it, and then we've had loads of conversations around what we can do in St. Neots, how we can use our cool space that we've got, and that's where C58 was born. So yeah, that's a quick overview.
Go
on.
I've been seeing this most of my life. Pretty much been in hospitality since I was, 16? I feel like it's one of them jobs, once you're in it, if you're in it for quite a long time, you just kind of end up staying in it. Worked my way up from being just a door host, just sitting people down, to holding general manager at the age of 19, which is pretty good.
It's really impressive. Where was that?
This was, I know it's Frankie and Benny's, but it was Frankie and Benny's at the time. I had a lot of issues with them being, he's only 19, so to push me to that was quite a lot of arguing from my higher ups, trying to push it to people even higher up. And obviously that got pushed through. After that, went to work at one of the lounges in Huntingdon, assistant manager. And then kind of from there, ended up going to Bohemia. I was like, I'm tired of management, need a little break. So I came to Bohemia as a waiter, so took a big step down. And then obviously got pushed straight back up. And now we're here. So now Alex kind of stitched me up at first. Told me he's going to take me out for a couple of beers. Ended up having to introduce myself in front of like 80 people at I think it was a business leaders gathering.
Yeah.
Which he never even told me about. He was just like, come down, I'll give you a couple of beers. Like, nice. Turned up, I was like, why is there so many people here? He's like, you're going to introduce yourself in a minute. I'm like, brilliant. Thanks. And then kind of from that, it's just hearing what everyone there was about just motivated me to be like, this is actually a good place and we can make something out of it. So then I feel like this has given us a great blueprint to focus on the bigger things now.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. My journey, I've lived in St. Neots for 20 years, and my background was in professional football, and then I achieved my dream of that, got let go 7 days before the season finished, and then I wasn't in education employment. Met Alex in a coffee shop. You probably serving the coffee.
Yeah, probably.
And then we've been on a bit of a journey ever since, and then became youth worker, and then now I run a community interest company called Inspired to Ignite. So we help young people that aren't in education employment into work. And then I stopped playing football, and then had some energy to channel somewhere, and I went to London on a night out, got COVID, and then I was feeling sorry for myself in my room going, why did I go all the way to London for a good night out? Why is everyone else doing the same? And why can't we set something up in St. Neots? So then I was like, right, what three things does a good event need? It needs good vibe, it needs good energy, and it needs good music. So then I put all three together, and then I came up with vibrancy. And then went on a journey with the young people with our first entrepreneurial program, and I used vibrancy as a project to show them what is possible. So I actually went on that journey with them, and then we've done over kind of 12, 15 parties now over the last 2.5 years. Done some wicked nights in Bohemia, and
Very messy.
and then scaled it into London. I've now done some events in some of the biggest London venues like 93 East on Shoreditch, High Street, on Brick Lane, and now I literally went from learning to DJ on YouTube in my bedroom, and then I've played Ministry of Sound and stuff like that. I set vibrancy up just as a platform to bring the community together, but also give young people that have loads of talent that are in their bedrooms, but they don't have anywhere to do it. So and I'm looking forward to utilising this space and how we can make it a community asset. And I think it might be good for you guys to, Grace, to speak about like the three aspects, the three pillars of what we want to do with C58, and then how that drives back into the hub as well.
So our thoughts behind C58 are, yes, it's Courtyard 58, but the whole point of it is to bring the community together, connect with each other, and kind of push the culture that we've got here already. And there's so many passionate people in St. Neots. Like Sam said, there's people that are bored and want to do something. So that's the whole driving force behind it. But it feeds into our day-to-day in the Citizen Hub, which is just about bringing community and like helping each other. We've got charities in here that were formed for St. Neots, in St. Neots. So every drink that's supported, every drink that's bought at a C58 event is going to support the day-to-day running of the Citizen Hub. So it's pints for purpose.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And we were thinking about like, we wanted to build connection between people, and like music and infrastructure can do that. And then off the back of that, obviously, hopefully new communities are formed in the existing community. And then after that, actually, we'll then start creating a culture of St. Neots. And I know, do you want to speak about like your passion for the cultural aspects as well?
So I feel like culture is probably the biggest aspect to everything when it comes to music, any type of art. And obviously it's a big inspiration for a lot of people, especially with mental health wise. I've got to lose my voice. Big focus on the mental health wise, like arts and stuff is an incredible thing. I sat there for ages trying to figure out how can we come up with ways to focus on the nightlife of St. Neots. And as I had a planned video call with Alex, Alex was like, right, I don't want to hear none of this open up a venue or anything like that, like come up with something new. So I sat there for ages and I can't think of it. I was like, what's the thing that brings everyone together? And it's the culture. So I feel like that's a massive point and statement for myself. You can have a venue, you can have whatever, but if you don't have a culture within that certain area, it's not going to happen. And then next up was, how do we create a culture? So that's the bit we're still working on.
Yeah.
But I feel like once we can get the right people in, so I mean, like we've literally been given the blueprint for it with the venue. So now it's a matter of the community working as well as us, because we can give them everything, but the main focus will be now the community, how are they going to respond, how are they going to react to it. So far we've had some wicked feedback. I've had loads of people share it, but without pressing the share button, so I can't see they've shared it.
Right.
But as I'm scrolling through, I can see they've screenshotted it and just everyone's just reposting it. And I was walking through town yesterday, loads of people stopped me and said, oh, this is going to be wicked. So the feedback is incredible so far. How many followers we got so far?
We got 100 followers in the 24 hours. Wow. And then I checked the tickets this morning, we've done 30% tickets in like 3-4 hours.
Well, so we launched 2 days ago. 2 days ago?
The tickets launched last night. And yeah, we've done 30% in a couple of hours. Wow. So yeah, I think that is the next step, and it's around, how do we build that culture? And I think it's bringing people on that journey. And I think what's in my head, I think how we can stand out is actually, I don't know, if someone's at the bar and they're getting a drink and they scan a QR code, they can give some feedback, or they can let us know about their circumstances that could link back into the hub, so they can get support through that way. So actually, they could have a complete different experience of going out and enjoying hospitality, and but also I think another point is actually bringing new talent from those that are actually serving as well. So we're looking at creating like a hospitality program through the hub, where like young people and other age groups can actually learn about hospitality and then get involved in these events as well. So we want it to be a purposeful project and not like a transactional thing where people just go out and then go home.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it's not that St. Neots is lacking venues like you say, but I mean, I'll admit, you'll go out and then you sort of go elsewhere afterwards. Yeah. Do you want to sort of create a place where people come to, and it's not a stopping off point? Or
I feel like it's more for people to come to where it's going to be different every single time. You go to a Wetherspoons, you go to another pub, like you're going in exactly the same thing every day. They might put an event on from time to time, but here it's going to be a whole different thing where it's going to be something new every time they get here, something new for them to look forward to. Expect the unexpected sort of vibe, where anything can happen here, and we'll be ready for it.
Do you think that's what young people want then? Because there seems to be sort of less and less younger people going out to the pub or to the, I say clubs, but
there are none.
Yeah.
Probably that does link back to the infrastructure thing. I think there is some interesting statistics actually. I saw some the other week. I think the amount of alcohol consumption from young people in this generation is a lot lower than other previous generations. But I think there is a gap for young people around like being able to enjoy a space and actually a good quality experience in St Neots. However, I actually think, and we've been speaking about this as well, the other generations there isn't actually anything for them either. And that with my experience in more the events type of space, like you're looking at this kind of over 30 plus market, where they like they like those daytime events, and then they can go home, be in bed by 11, and they can get up fresh. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that's what, as Adrian said, I think the conversation we had the other week was we want to build a brand where people know what to expect in the fact that I'm going to come here and I'm going to have a great time, but then you want to create that aspect of mystery of like, I don't know what's going to happen when I walk through these doors, and I think that's where you can really build something exciting.
Yeah.
And what was the thing you said the other week about like that homely feel? Because obviously the other side of the connection into the hub aspect with the purposeful pints and the citizen pubs side of things, you spoke about that aspect as well.
Yeah, I see this. I mean, I do. We almost live here essentially, right?
Yeah.
But in the actual hub itself, we've kind of laid it out so it's like it's St Neots living room. That's what I'm saying to people. Like, you don't have to need a job or lack skills and can't find anything, need help, need whatever. You don't have to have that to come into the hub. It's kind of a space for anyone in our community, whether you're 12 or whether you're 90. Like, it's the living room that you can come to. You can have a coffee, you can have a chat with anyone who wants to have a chat back. It's kind of the cozy aspect and the comfort is what people need, because then if they do find themselves in a position that actually, no, I really need help with something, whether that's debt advice or skills training, employability, whether they're just lacking confidence in themselves, we've got all of the connections to amazing people in our community that can help with those things. But I think it's more likely that people are going to ask for help if they're comfortable in the space that we're in. And I think C58 in particular is going to help feed into that, because we'll have people in the space that likely won't come in otherwise, because it can be intimidating to come and ask for advice, ask for help. But if we're putting on something productive and fun at the same time, that's even better. People will get comfortable with the space and then feel happier to come in and say, actually, can you give me a hand with something?
Yeah. It's building that relationship. Again, that comes down to culture as well, building a relationship with a building. So like there's probably a lot of people in St Neots that still don't know the hub exists. And obviously they didn't know no one knew the Courtyard existed, which I think is actually quite fun. So then they're like, what the hell, this actually is a thing. It's been behind these walls for all that time. But I do agree with, if once you begin to put these experiences on and people get a really good positive experience with that, I believe that they'll actually form a relationship with the building, and that's where they don't want to leave, or they feel safe enough, and that's that psychological safety to walk through the doors because they know about the other aspects that are connected to it as well.
So the Courtyard is your baby then, like the three of your baby.
Yeah. Well, it's for the community as well.
Yeah.
We want to bring people on that journey. I think co-creating something with the community would be quite interesting, especially around the actual the collecting and understanding the data behind it. So that's where actually, what if for the first event we have again those little QR codes, or even we have like you could put like a little sticker on, what do you think the next event should be, or what type of music you like, and then you can start forming something pretty cool. But I think a lot of events do now just book in a DJ, or they'll get a promoter in and they don't really
It's like a tick
understand.
box.
Yeah. They don't really understand the needs of what the people in the local community want. So yeah, there's an opportunity to do that, and we want to just try. We want to try cool things. There's so many ideas that we want to test.
Yeah. Even since launching 48 hours ago, saying that C58 exists and we're going to be doing some really cool stuff before the tickets even launched, the amount of people that were reaching out saying, oh my gosh, I'm a DJ, or my son's a DJ and he's never played to anyone else besides his parents. He wants a stage, he wants a platform to do something and test his knowledge out. Can you do this? We're like, absolutely, like, reach out. That's exactly what we're here for. And it's really cool that there's so many people that want to give a hand and want to use the platform that we're building to showcase their talents. And there's, like you say, there's people stopping us in the street saying, this is really cool.
That's incredible. You must feel so proud of yourselves.
Yeah, I think it's nice to see. It's nice to see you guys like come into your own really as well. It's like, I think that's the thing about this project and what's happening here is that there's so many people that like Grace and Adrian who have loads of potential, but they need the opportunity to showcase what that is, and we want to just amplify that across as many people in the community as possible.
So when is your first event?
5th of July.
Ooh, exciting.
So we've got a C58 Vibrancy collaboration, 2 till 9, Courtyard summer session.
Oh, lovely.
Sam will be headline DJ.
I'll just be DJing, and hopefully people enjoy it. But yeah, we've got some really good local DJs. We're going for like an Amsterdam themed. So there's like a green skills library in the Courtyard, so we're gonna make it really, really cool and funky. Some of the businesses connected to this space as the largest flower distributor in the UK, so we're gonna get some tulips in. We'll probably go on Facebook and say, has anyone got an old bike we can paint up? So there's so many cool things that we're gonna do with the space, and I'm looking forward to it because there's a connection afterwards at the event as well, with the women's football as well. So
5th of July is also the first Lioness game of the Euros. So 8 o'clock kickoff. So we've got Citizen Pub running in the main hub while C58 is going on outside. And we've got a licence. We'll show all of the Euros games in here and connect with the local girls' sports teams. Pre-match talks, halftime stuff. So I think it's a really nice way of incorporating, yes, we've got the football on, yes, people want to watch the football, yes, people want to listen to house music and have a drink, but also it's for the community. We're supporting the women in sport in St. Neots because it's down. I don't know statistics, but there's so many gaps and there's so many girls that can't get into sport for whatever reason. And we want to support those people and see how we can help.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting how many sort of businesses and groups are involved in the hub. I think it's really lovely to see everybody feeding in and being a part of it.
It can definitely be overwhelming.
I can imagine.
Yeah, there's got to be, when you're looking at partners or businesses, there must be at least like over 100 businesses connected to it.
There must be, yeah.
Like people through the doors, I don't know the specific statistics, but I'm pretty sure it was nearly 1,000 people through the doors in the last 12 months. And I think it was 180 jobs created through the hub alone. So yeah, and that's with no government funding as well. So what if there was that as well?
The big question. It really does sound incredible. So what is the Courtyard? Where is it? Is it that space just outside?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it going to look like? Where will the DJ be?
So you've got what's great is the connection with the colleges through the hub. I believe some of the young people got involved in creating like the outdoor bar out there. And then the DJ aspect of it will be at the back of the Courtyard, weather permitted. And then, as you can see there, like you've got the Green Skills Library that Grace has started. We'll clear out all the chairs so there's like a bit of a dance floor, and then we'll ideally get kind of 60 to 80 people outside.
Wow.
And then Adrian's going to be a busy boy on the bar. What ideas you got for your drinks menu? Or are you going to keep? Are you going to keep?
Secret.
Okay. Keep it a mystery.
You'll have to come up with some themed ones. Like every event, there's a new theme.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of thinking, speaking to a couple of different venues here, and potentially naming a drink after them, and see what their favourite cocktail is there.
Like a little Bohemia Spritz. Or like a...
There we go. So we could have like a cocktail from Bohemia.
Yeah, nice.
Put it on here, and then we could, I don't know, speak to another pub. Because like, what's the most sold drink here? Can I name a drink after you to show off? So
Yeah, nice.
and I think that'd be a good.
It's great.
To kind of get more people involved with it.
Yeah.
Really good until you make it better than they do, and everyone comes over
We've got no lack of options for hospitality, do we? There's, I think, 22 plus on the high street alone, hospitality venues.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So in this small space, I think from the Brook to the high street, 22 hospitality venues, and yet nowhere for us to go on a Saturday night.
Yeah, I think that Adrian spoke about this, the wider vision for like almost like a fringe festival. So like once people access this space, where can they go to next? What other music's happening in other venues? Like we don't want to be, we want to be like how can we support the other hospitality space at the same time? We're going in with that type of mindset.
Yeah.
Because I think if everyone wins, then that's the ideal outcome. So.
Yeah. So do you, what do you, I know you mentioned that there's not really anywhere to go on a night out, and you went to Liverpool and Union Liverpool, and I mean you've been everywhere in London. So.
Yeah, I've been abroad and that's good.
I mean, what do you do then when you're going out? Where do you go?
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Go back. It's such a good night, but I mean, I don't want to travel 3 hours to go out on a night out that's good and fun. Like, we've got friends here. We can do something here. There's enough space and there's enough capacity. And like we said, there's so many cool small businesses in St. Neots that do amazing signature cocktails and do amazing craft beer. And we want those places to thrive. It's just about engaging the community and being like, actually, really, like you said earlier, St. Neots is not that bad. We just have to make it what we want it to be.
Yeah, we have done, like I say, some of the events we've done, we had 200 people through the doors of Bohemia. Like, it was absolutely ramo. So literally you couldn't move. And we have had some really good nights. And once you build the brand and you build that culture behind it, people will come. Like, build it and they will come. And also building it with them. One thing I also want to mention is that I was once in a local, almost like a local council event where it was looking at the strategy of our area, and one of the questions was what if we had a nighttime economy that was as good as, or if not better than, daytime economy. And that got me thinking. I was like, wow, actually, what if we can do that? And I actually want to really try and push that with what we're doing. What if actually what's going on with C58 and the Citizen Pub could drive more into the local economy and to support people into work and also build community than what's actually happening in the daytime. And because there is some really good examples of that in other areas as well. I've been to a place in Guildford. It's called 33 Hertz, tiny little space. They've got a wicked sound system, great lighting, and they actually attract some of the biggest DJs because DJs are playing to 30, 40,000 people, and they want that intimate space and they want to test out new things. So I genuinely believe that we can do that here. And again, we've got that purpose behind it. So when we're doing outreach, we can also get better rates for DJs as well.
No, that would be brilliant. I mean, it's so interesting to hear. Like you were saying, the statistics, with young people not drinking as much, but they still do want to go out. It is just where do we go?
Yeah, it's not about the booze; it's about the vibe.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, creating that community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Is there anything else you'd like to say or add?
I'll just say, if you want to obviously join us on this journey and be part of it, follow Courtyard.58 on Instagram. And within there, you'll see the link in the bio. We've got free tickets. We want to make this accessible for people. And share your ideas, share your thoughts. We'll listen to everyone. And come on down on the 5th. We'll have a good time.